villains that flop, from endings we love to the ones that should stop. He'll call out the hype, tear down the disguise, say what you're thinking but can't verbalize. No sugarcoat, no play it safe plan, just raw uncut, that's Mr. Rant Man. Every frame, every game, every line's fair game. If it's weak, if it's fire, he'll call it by name. This is Lights, Camera, Rant, where fandom meets fury. Yeah, you know where we stand. Strap in, speak up, turn the volume to 10, and let begin.
Welcome to the Lights, Camera, Rant podcast. Your source for the latest on movies, TV shows, and video games. Get ready for ranting, raving, and reviewing. Here is your host, Lee.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Lights, Camera, Rant. As always, I'm your wonderful host, Mr. Rant, and we're going to be talking about the latest news, and of course, going to the reviews, which is now you can't see me, now you don't. 3, which is just coming out in theaters right now. We were going to be reviewing The Running Man, but that's going to be saved for next week, and I've got a very special guest for that show, so definitely tune in. But this week has been absolutely massive. We have had both The Running Man, we've had The Running Man, we've had Now You Can See Me 3, and we've had the Sisu movie that's just released as well. So it's been a big week of premieres. I tell you what, if it didn't drink enough, I'd be absolutely buggered. Also, as always, with these episodes coming every single Tuesday, and we go live every single weekend, and I am from Australia. How are we going? We got we got Major Luke Strike. How you going? Thanks for passing the YouTube. We're from Australia. Thanks for everyone coming past. So, as always, as Mr. Rant, and thank you very much for coming past. And look, one of the big films that you need to see this week is 100% The Running Man. This film is so fantastic, and I cannot wait to dive into it next week when the episode drops. I guess it's fantastic, and we're going to be breaking it down. But I tell you what, it has been one of my biggest picks for this year of just like, you know what? Holy shit, that was actually pretty good. That was pretty good. Major Lucky Strikes on YouTube. We got one question. Shoot, man. All up for questions. So as always, we'll get into the news and we'll get into the reviews. But yeah, definitely go see Susu. Definitely go see Now You See Me, Now You Don't 3, and also definitely go see The Running Man. We are now coming into the final run of the year. As we're coming up to it, so we've got these 3 movies, and next week is Wicked Part 2, Wicked for Good, and then we've got Zootopia, and we've got Avatar 3. There was just so much coming in this. Oh, and if you really want, Anaconda as well, right on Christmas Day. So if it's between Christmas shopping and between movies, there is a lot happening. And then we're going to get into our last few episodes of the year. We're going to break down everything that's coming out in 2026, the movies you need to keep an eye out for, the TV shows you can't miss, and of course, the video games, because 2026 is going to be an absolutely massive year. My wallet is going to cry. Major Luke Strike, how many subscribers do you have? We're currently at 8K, which is pretty good. It'd be great if it was a little bit higher, but every day I kind of look at myself and can't believe the fact that we do have 8K subscribers on YouTube since day one for doing this, and I appreciate everyone who comes back and listens to us every single week and who's been there since day one. Because we have passed the 4-year mark, which is kind of scary to think about. Just to believe just like how far we've come and how much time and then going to these these movie premieres as well. So pull up a drink. As always, we're going to rant about the biggest news that happened past week, which there has been so much every day. I know I probably say this every week. Actually, last week was a bit slow, but this week, I swear, every time I've opened my phone, I'm like, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. Major Lucky Strike. I believe that you're the next best YouTuber. Oh, look, man, I just hope to be just be a collective of the name and just stand out. I hope everyone who comes and listens is having a good time. So I appreciate that. I really do. So, like I said, let's kick off with one of the most exciting things, which was kind of a bit of like I said, was a surprise. And I feel like a lot of people are going to compare this to Skyrim, but Rockstar has come forward and said the fact that they officially Red Dead Redemption will be going on to next gen consoles, and it will get an enhanced upgrade, 4K resolution already for next gen. So, and it's also going to be on Netflix gaming as well, which is, it's funny looking through all the news, and I was a bit like, huh, that's probably something I would never thought I would read. The fact that you can play Red Dead Redemption on your Netflix game like that, which is wild to me. And look, am I going to be that person that's going to go buy the game again? Of course I am, because I'm a sucker and it's one of the best games ever. Just like when you buy another poor version of Skyrim, I will be one of those people buying Red Dead again and go through the story and get heartbroken again. And for everyone who doesn't know, of course, Red Dead Redemption 3 is currently in the works at the moment, but that's still going to be like a good 5 to 8 years away, because right now Rockstar going through some legal battles with all the staff that they've let go. So that's kind of taking up a little bit of their time, but they're also going to be very full on next year with the final launch of GTA 6, which we reported last week got delayed again. Yes, it got delayed again, unless here we go. Sorry, the best Simpsons 517. Unless they're making Red Dead 3, I don't care. They're basically giving us all, pretty much the Last of Us treatment. Yeah, so it's like new console, port the game. New console, port the game. Oh, you can get on your fridge now. Get it on the fridge. It's just how it's going to happen. And don't get me wrong, like I love the fact that they do that to a degree. The Last of Us is a bit of a look. See, Rockstar just basically just update the game and they give it to you. I feel like The Last of Us has been a little bit different, and basically they're always like tricking you on like, hey, you get this whole bundle, or we've redone the scenes in a different order, but here's full price. Like, why? Like, why should I give a shit? And not to mention, if we talk about just recently with the Fallout 4 anniversary edition with all the DLC and everything, that's it. There's nothing new and nothing different. Just here's the whole game all for next console. There you go. Even though you're going to be paying full price for it. So, but look, totally understand. Red Dead 3 will be at least not 10 years. I wouldn't say 10 years. And I said at least 8 to 9 years it's going to be before we get Red Dead 3. And like whatever that's going to look like is just going to be insane to think about. But yes, look, I said I'm going to be one of those people that buy the game because Red Dead's fantastic. Sorry, going back with GTA 6 next year that, yes, we all know got delayed. So there's not much we can do about that. But me and you, we need to talk about how the fact that just 2 weeks ago, officially, the GameSpot put on their Instagram is officially the console wars had ended. Officially, the console wars were done, dusted, nothing. There was the winners, there was the losers. It was over. And then you got Steam that's like, nah, there must be a war. Here's here is the bloody Steam machine, the Steam goggles, all together, and the Steam controller that what you're getting, which is basically a console as powerful as a PC, basically the Steam Deck in a console form, which is 6 times more powerful than the Steam Deck. And you have access to PlayStation exclusive, Xbox exclusives, the whole Steam library, like 85%. And there you go. And there's no confirmed to the price. The fact it is coming early next year. And it has been reported that unlike the Steam Deck for here in Australia, where they're like, oh, Steam Deck is dropping in November. And for you, Australia, it's going to be 16 months later. You are not going to get into much later. So, yeah, that's good for you. But no, the Steam machine will launch worldwide at the same time. The best Simpson, the console war been ended. Xbox is basically killing themselves. It is, yeah, that was the point I'm going to get into. If this comes at the right price, like this is going to utterly murder Xbox. Just lamb to the slaughter what this is going to do to Xbox. It's insane to think about. That there's no Xbox has done a great job with the online gaming. That's done fantastic. They're basically Netflix with gaming. That was great. But Halo is now launching on PlayStation next year. You can play all the Halo games on Steam, and Gears of War, everything. But this is going to just change, no pun intended, change the game. This is depending what the price this comes in. People are predicting roughly about the 800, 900 mark. There is talks of the fact it could go down to 500. But if they drop this and say that's $200 cheaper than the Xbox, it's definitely going to be, it's going to be cheaper than the PlayStation. But if it is cheap enough, it's going to go like wildfire. Like if you're a mum and you go into GameStop, you go to your local gaming store, and you get your kid wants to play games for the very first time, and that person's going to recommend you a console, you're going to recommend this. For someone who doesn't want to know what to play, or this is their first console, you're going to give them this. This is the best thing, because you're going to have a wide selection of gaming to go play games on this. And not to mention the fact that once you buy the Steam machine and you absolutely love it, you're going to buy the Steam Deck. And it just rolls on like that. It just boggles me, the fact that we're just in this age where we're getting this. This is insane. And if I did see Phil Spencer comment on saying congratulations on the Steam machine, good for you, blah blah blah. But look, man, I'd be shitting myself if I was Xbox. That price is going to determine a lot of things of where this is going to sit. And then that's early 2026. 12 months time, we get down to Christmas and the Christmas specials. It's just the Steam Deck is already competed against the Nintendo, the Nintendo. I was about to say DS. Oh my God, Nintendo Switch. It's going to be like, oh, the Why So Serious podcast, Mr. Rant. Let's fucking go. Just ranting about how the fact the Steam machine is going to literally kill our Xbox. I would be shitting my boots if I was them. And Sony's probably just looking down going, yeah, cool. Anyway, moving on to something else entirely. but it's just wild. And if it's at the, I said, if it's at the right price, all the features on this, it's basically a cube. It's basically in a Steam cube. I'm definitely looking at buying one of these. This is going to be very interesting, depending on price. But I do love the ad where it was like, play it at home, play it way, play it at work, and I'm like, I wish I could. I wish I could play it at home. But I wish I could. But no, I would love to know what you guys think about this. Is like, do you honestly think this is 100% the nail in the coffin for Xbox? It's gonna kill them. And how much is it going to affect PlayStation? I think it's going to definitely hurt PlayStation a lot. A lot. It's going to hurt them. So, it's not going to be good for them. But what is going to be, well, technically not going to be good for them either, is that it's reported the fact that officially that the new villain for the Man of Tomorrow, the Superman 2 sequel that we're getting only in 2 years' time, is going to be Brainiac. I am all for this. I'm so pumped if we get Brainiac for a couple of reasons. Brainiac is such a unique character in the DC, an iconic Superman villain. Like same with the Joker, Penguin, Two-Face, Clayface. He is one of the iconic villains against Superman. And it's a shame the fact he hasn't got that treatment of going on the big screen. And we're going to finally get it. He's been done so well in animation. Justice League, the anime TV show, did Brainiac so well. Of course, there was hundreds of comics that are fantastic about with Brainiac. But the fact that we're going to spin a big screen, because Zack Snyder had mentioned the fact that he wanted to use Brainiac and his Man of Steel sequel, which unfortunately we'll never get. As much as I know that you're still out there, Snyder fans. Restore the hashtag the Snyderverse. I know you're still out there, but I think that it's dead. It's 100% dead. 100% dead. If it was announced by the fact that somehow the Snyderverse is coming out, I think the internet would explode because that's going about. James Gunn has already got to deal with the fact he's got his DCEU and the fact he's also got Elseworlds with the Batman on the other hand, which we still don't. I just read Batman. I'm really excited for the Batman, but it's just so far away. It's just so far away. The Why So Serious podcast. The Snyderverse is dead. Oh, damn. Yes, it is. I don't know that, but the fact you're saying it, yes, it is. It's not going to happen. We're not going to see it. We're not going to. The mission. Here's the thing. The mission was completed. We got the Justice League Snyder Cut. We got it. End of day, end of discussion. It's done. 100%. So it's almost like you going back and you wanted to go to like the Halloween movies and like I think it's 2 or 3 or something. It's like a different person's version and you were campaigning for that. Like it's done. It's never going to happen at all. But we are going to be getting Brainiac for Superman 2. And it's wild to think of the fact that we're only getting the movie in within 2 years. Principal photography is meant to apparently start in April next year. Like it's such a quick turnaround time to get a sequel, which is such a... It's not saying it's less and less common, but sometimes these bigger movies, it doesn't really happen, especially, with COVID and with things that have happened. And obviously the writer's strike, that the word of the past 6 years has been delayed. And, we've felt that with the MCU because initially I think we celebrated just last week or the week ago that we were originally meant to get Secret Wars until it got delayed 2 years. And then we're going apparently again, which I'm really excited for. If we get that first teaser trailer for Doomsday in front of Avatar, would be really nice. That would be the best Christmas present ever. until next year when the Christmas present will be actually Avengers Doomsday, because it was I feel totally just his name just escapes me. Guy who plays Shang-Chi, he posted on his Twitter and he was training, and it looks like the fact that he looked like he was training at the X Mansion. I'm like, oh my god, this movie's gonna be insane. Like, the actors are talking about how wild it's gonna be, but it's gonna be insane. So that's Marvel. That's Marvel. Let's get back to the main course. So yeah, Brainiac is going to be the main man with Lex Luthor in the next Superman movie, which is a good time to get excited. It's interesting because I still have conversations with people now with about Superman, and it seems to still be a little bit divisive. Some people really liked it, or some people really hated. The numbers were there for the box office. The reviews were positive. Our review was positive as well for it. But there was also people who just didn't like it. We thought it was too campy, too comic book. That type of space. So it's interesting to see how it's going to be for the sequel, and the fact that because they took Superman and basically did Spider-Man No Way Home. Sorry, Spider-Man Homecoming with it. We're like, here's the villains, here's the hero. We're straight into it. We don't need to do the whole backstory. And then in 2 years, we're going to get the sequel to that, and even more depth into it is exciting. Yeah, it's exciting time. I know for our superhero fans, it's sometimes it's been a hit and miss lately with delays, bleed, and some good and some bad. But it's great the fact that we are finally going to get something that's really cool, and we're getting treated, especially with what's coming out next year for TV shows. Like, I saw a clip today for X-Men 97 trailer 2, and I'm like, oh my god, that's just going to be so fucking good. So wide for it. And then speaking of what's going to be absolutely brilliant, which we got the trailer for this week, is Fallout Season 2, which is dropping on Amazon Prime on December the 17th. This trailer was everything I wanted to be, full cameos and Easter eggs from New Vegas, moving the plot, go even deeper with the mystery with these guys. It's so good. And a trailer, like, I almost like that trailer. That's all I needed. That trailer that we got this week, I'm done. If Amazon don't give us another trailer, say no more. That's all we needed. That's all we need. We got the poster. We get the vibe. We get the mission. And it's going. The only thing that I think is, I'm tricking now, like my memory, like I'm really trying to remember, is the fact that this season isn't going to be an absolute drop of everything. Like, with Amazon, getting the full drop of the entire show. According to the sources, it is actually going to be a weekly to weekly episode, which, if that's the case, that is shit. Let's look. I don't know. I'm going to double check about this because I'm pretty sure the first season of Fallout was just here's everything. Season 2. Here we go. Like, I'll double check for all of you. Yeah, it is. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Second season is set to premiere on December 17th, with the remaining episodes released weekly throughout to Feb 4th. It sucks. Like, just give us the full season. Like, it did it last time. I'm pretty sure it did. Like, it felt like it did. Yeah, the first season, all 8 episodes dropped. So why can't we just have that again? Yeah, first release September 17th to Feb the 4th. So New Year's people are going to go right into the new year with Fallout Season 2. Just sucks. And my God, hang on, just going back. Wow. 2 years ago, 2024. God, it only feels like a year ago, not that long ago, but we did get it. Okay, I'm saying it like 2024, last year. Yeah, sorry, I'm thinking 2 years ago. But yeah, just last year, and they fast tracked this, which is good. It's good the fact that Amazon have done this, because it's so nice to, like, oh my God, we had the season. You really enjoyed it. Guess what? Season 2 is coming next year. The only shitty thing is the fact that it's coming out weekly. It's going to be dropping. So, unfortunately, fans, that's what we're going to deal with at the moment. But look, can't complain. If you're going to, same thing I always say about Invincible, but look, we're going to break it up, but we get the start of the season. Give it to me. But anyway, what do you guys think about Fallout Season 2? What do you think about the trailer? Are you excited for it? Did you like Season 1? I loved it. I think it was a great introduction into the whole Fallout universe, especially for someone who hasn't really dived in to the Fallout world. And even people who have never played the video games love the show, and is so pumped for Season 2. That's exactly what happened with Last of Us. For the first season, it was really good. Second season kind of dropped off. A lot of people dropped off, like myself. Like I dropped off too halfway. I just couldn't finish it. Like it was just boggling me going into that, going, my God, someone really looked at this and went, that's a great idea. Finster148. I swear you look famous. Good. I'm glad. I try. I try to look famous. Make sure the fact that I'm the only person who, only few podcasters that actually has his own name on a hat and a jacket. Whatever angle. It's on the right side, the jacket and merch, but no, but I appreciate that. But yeah, Fallout Season 2, we've got it coming in the year, so time to get excited because that's right around the corner. But what's coming out next year, which we haven't got the trailer for, and it's going to be literally Tom Holland versus Tom Holland when this comes out in July, is that Empire Magazine has dropped the first little snippets of the brand new Christopher Nolan movie, The Odysseus. That is coming out next year. And my God, I know I've said this every time. I've said this every time I talk about Nolan films, is that his films are an event. Whether you like the idea of the film or you don't like the idea of the film, you pay for your ticket. You punch it and you go see it and you enjoy it because his films are an event, and the fact that apparently he has pushed the IMAX cameras and the film to their absolute limits. The fact that this is a mythological film, and there was apparently so much practical effects. Matt Damon has said the fact that it's one of his best highlights of his career filming this. And it is going to be such a beast of a movie with an absolute stellar cast that this has got for this. And by what I mean by Tom Holland versus Tom Holland, so a few years ago you had Oppenheimer or Barbenheimer, you had that, but now you're gonna have Tom Holland versus Tom Holland because it's coming out. I think it's a week or 2 weeks apart now, with Spider-Man, brand new day against the Christopher Nolan movie, The Odysseus. It is a great time for film fans. The fact that I'm going to be able to go see Spider-Man and then go see this for these. Both films are going to be epic. It is going to be such a thing. So, like the IMAX tickets for this film went like that. They went so quickly. They just went wild and crazy. I couldn't even get tickets here back at home. Like it just went so quick. But we see these characters in these photos. Nothing really mythical that we can see. Just very background shots and everything, close-ups of the characters. So it's a really good time to get excited, and we're going to be treated as film fans. And the question, like the very end question at the entire of this, is where is Christopher? What is Christopher Nolan going to go do next? Because we got Tenet, which is such a hard film to follow, but such a unique film. I know a lot of people didn't like Tenet, but it is such a unique film that you have to watch and enjoy because it is shot beautifully. It's such an interesting story and makes you think. Actually, I'm going to go watch that this weekend. I'm going to have to. But really got to bring it into it. And then he followed with Oppenheimer, which is one of the best films of this decade, period. And also on that upper echelon of how good that film is. So then it was like, what's going to be next? This is next. But what's he going to do after this? That is the biggest question: is what is this man going to do to follow up his his filmography is just incredible. And it's just amazing what he's been doing with these films. I still need to go watch Memento. That is on my hit list in my letterbox. I need to go watch this. And of course, The Prestige, which I love going back and watching and watching people watch The Prestige for the very first time and get to the ending and then like, what? And what did I miss? And what? And who was what? Love it every time. Also, the brand new trailer we got was the Super Mario Galaxy. So this is the sequel to the movie that came out a couple of years ago. We got the first trailer. Brie Larson's joined the cast for this one. It looks schmick. Love the animation style. Love what we see with these characters. The fact that we're already getting the sequel, which is great. It's coming out April next year. We're diving right back into this world. And I just forgot to mention is also, if you do have time, there's photos going around apparently of leaked photos. Don't know how true it is, of early shots of the brand new Legend of Zelda movie that's apparently shooting in New Zealand, which is live action, which is coming out in 2027. Pretty sure that's 2027. There we go. 2027. Yes, it is. Yeah, so 2027 for that one, which we do have our Princess Zelda, and we do have our Link. Princess Zelda is played by Bo Bragason, and Link is played by Benjamin Evan Ainsworth. I'm very curious with the Link. I know, like, I just going slightly off topic. It's May 2027 for Legend of Zelda, but I'm very curious to see how this movie is going to be shot, how it's going to look, because the Legend of Zelda world is so rich with unique characters, unique monsters, and not to mention is like how they're going to get around with the fact it doesn't talk. Are they just going to scrap that entirely and basically do the whole Master Chief with Halo thing, being like, he doesn't take his helmet off. He takes his helmet off all the time. He doesn't talk. He's going to talk all the time. Which, of course, I know some people might complain about that, but depending on the movie, like he's going to have to talk. Or he might be mute for this entire movie due to some spell or some shit. But then in the sequel, he will talk. Because he's kind of gotta. He's got to talk. So we are getting that. But first, we got the Super Mario movie. The Super Mario movie the first one was fantastic. Just the callbacks, the cast, how everything came together was just great. The money it made, so a sequel was no brainer. Still weird with Chris Pratt being Mario, but hey, he did a great job. Solid. It was better than what I expected to be, but can only complain so much. But we did get that. And of course, Jack Black with Peaches, Peaches, Peaches. I can't sing, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. So it was really good, the fact that we got that as well. And the brand new trailer, new poster and everything. So that was awesome. So that was great. So 2 great trailers this week. And a little insight with it is. And officially confirmed, Alien Earth Season 2 is officially greenlit after this fantastic series. Now, last week, I had the Film versus Film podcast on. We're talking to Martin, and we're talking about Predator, and we're talking about how basically these iconic movie monsters, sci-fi movie monsters, my apologies, are having such a resurgence in their popularity with Prey, Killers the Killers, and Predator Badlands. And now with Alien Romulus, that's right, and Alien Earth, which has been fantastic. And we're going to be getting season 2, which is great. I need to go back. I haven't finished that TV show yet, but god damn, it is good. And it's good to see these characters. It's good to see these characters have their resurgence, because we're also talking about how the fact, yes, Friday the 13th, Jason is getting a TV show next year, but Freddy, and there's other movie monsters that need a refresh. But the Frankenstein movie by Gail Tomorrow right now on Netflix, that is doing fantastic and great to see. Now, another movie that's going to be great to see, depending on who you talk to, is Dune 3 has officially wrapped filming. That is done and dusted. Ranters and Rantettes, which will go straight into Dune versus Doomsday next December. Avengers Doomsday is going versus Dune when that comes out next year. Now, originally it was called Dune Messiah, but now it's been left off and it's just be called Dune. Now, the first two movies were fantastic. How this one is going to stack up is going to be quite interesting, because they are apparently going to be doing the time jump, because in the books they time jump as well. So how that's going to look, the cast, again, it's stacked for this film, but two major movies are going to be going head to head with box office. So it's going to be really curious to see how this is going, which one's going to topple. And my money, which is no shock, is on Avengers Doomsday. That is going to make an utter killing at the box office. For fans, young and old alike. And I know there's going to be those little people that are going to be like, "No, I'm not going to watch it because post Endgame, that was shit. Everything's turned out bad. Oh, this is just money making." Shut the hell up. Just shut the hell up your comments from your bedroom and just go. And don't have to pay for your ticket, because of course you're just gonna wait until it comes out on streaming. But this film is gonna be fantastic, and even if it's average, it's gonna be good. Just what we're getting in that film. We're getting the original X-Men. We're getting Fantastic Four. We've got the Avengers. We got New Avengers, all mixing into one, and Thunderbolts. It's going to be fucking brilliant. It's going to be great. And there's apparently also reported the fact that both, apparently Tobey Maguire is going to be coming back as Spider-Man for this film and make a cameo. Apparently Hugh Jackman's going to come and make a cameo in this. And if it's not Avengers Doomsday, it's going to be for Secret Wars. But hell, if there's like a whole team thing at the end where they get defeated, and like, oh, we need some extra help, and Deadpool and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine comes in, and Tobey Maguire comes in, my mind will just explode right on the screen. Like, that's going to be incredible. But sorry, going a little bit off topic. But yes, that is when Doomsday is all. That's when Doomsday is happening. But Dune 3 has officially wrapped filming. Oh, okay. That's good shit. Now, this one is going to be a little bit interesting on how this is going to look. So, it's officially that Disney has lost the rights to the infamous Roger Rabbit, and has gone back to the original creator after 35 years due to the Copyright Act. And apparently he is looking to make a brand new film, and also apparently a solo film about Lola Bunny as well. Lola Bunny? Oh my God. Jessica Rabbit. Where did I get that from? Sorry, Jessica Rabbit. It's curious. I'm curious to see how this is going to go, because there were talks about doing Who Framed Roger Rabbit 2, but they never kind of got to it at all. From my memory serves, the fact that it just kept getting delayed again and again and again. Where are we got this for this one? Where are you? See, there was a cancelled sequel. That's right. Yes, Spielberg discussed the sequel back in 1989. And just got cancelled entirely. And apparently in November 2016, while providing Zemeckis stated the sequel moves the story of Roger and Jessica Rabbit to the next few years of period film movie on the film noir to the 1950s. But yeah, kind of just in November 2024, while programming is learned here, Zemeckis again said that one of the reasons Disney will never produce a script as good as it is that Disney finds Jessica Rabbit too hot size, Tony just her in trench coat and Disneyland attraction. Roger Rabbit's coon. Smith said the original film was made at the right time. Yeah, so saying the fact that it's Jessica Rabbit. It's too dangerous. Not dangerous, but she's too hot, and Disney probably won't do it again. So it might have to go to a different company to do it. But there is a very possibility of the fact that we will get a brand new Who Framed Roger Rabbit movie in some form or fashion, because it's a very unique film. How it is. So basically, the film is based on a book, and the book is Who Censored Roger Rabbit, and obviously better was Who Framed Roger Rabbit. But the unique thing about this film, I don't know if many people do realize, is that it's one of the very short. I think it's one of the only, second time, but only time where we get to see Disney characters and Warner Brothers on screen for the very first time. Of course, there was a contract, the fact that if there are alternative characters on screen, their counterparts have to be on screen for the same time. That's why we see Donald Duck and Daffy Duck, and that's why we also see Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny on screen time for the same time. But it's such a unique film, that way that this all came together. And of course, the CGI in it, that's another thing as well. And people still, judge with Christopher Lloyd playing the judge. Judge Doom. I was like, funny how we went from Doomsday to this, but Judge Doom and those piercing red eyes that give you nightmares. I remember seeing this as a kid, and I was just, holy shit, that gave me nightmares for the film. And it's just, it's such a good film. It's one of those great films that you need to go back and watch again and again with it. But it's good to see what could be happening next. For the characters and what's going to happen. But after 30 years, it's all fair game now. What's going to happen? Who's going to pick it up? But it's a shame that we never really got that sequel for it, because it would have been very interesting to see in this universe what it was going to be, how it was going to look. So but I still can't believe the fact that that's 1988. That film came out. Wow. And on a budget of $50 million, it made $350 million at the box office for that film. And a big yo to Sky BDD Fender 2012. Thanks for coming past. Appreciate it. But that film was going to be, that's the fact that, $350 million the box office. And the fact that it is, in 2016, it was officially in the preservation of the United States National Film Registry. It is archived. It is going to be in there forever in time with this particular film. There's a lot of moving parts for this film that had to come together, and it just all worked for it. But the original book is Who Censored Roger Rabbit. Very old book. There was something else about this I forgot to mention. There's going to be a movie for this. It's going to be really short and everything for it. So, but that's what's going on. Also, so you're still talking about sequels and remakes and what's going to be happen is Zombieland 3. So Zombieland 1 came out in 2009, and Zombieland 2 came out in 2019, and now Zombieland 3 is on the horizon. The director has mentioned in a recent interview that he is looking forward to this film and looking to bring it in 2029 to bring the gang together. The scary thing is, when I think about it, is that 2029 is only 3 years as of next year. Sorry, 3 years and a month away. Essentially, we're going to be going into 2029 and 2030. And by then we're also going to get the next whole phase of the MCU and whatever that's going to look like. And I'm going to be, God, how old am I going to be? I'm going to be so too old, way too old. Hard to believe, and how it's going to look. But yes, So Zombieland fans get excited because Zombieland 3 is currently in the works, looking to be coming out. Well, it's going to be coming out in 2019, so time to get excited. Now, let's move on to our movie review for Now You See Me, Now You Don't. Now, a big shout out to Roadshow Films for the invite to go see the premiere for this. I was really excited. So this film is a sequel to the 2016. God, I'm so getting into the future. Sorry, 2016 was the last one. And this was on a budget of 90 million. And people have been clamoring for this movie. They've been really excited for it. And you should be happy. The fact if you do go see this film is that a fourth one is currently in the works. That Ruben Fletcher is also returning to direct as well. So, it's becoming a franchise kind of thing. So that is on the horizon as well. So definitely coming a fourth one. But the whole gang is back together. We've got Jesse Eisenberg, Woody Harrelson, Dave Franco, Isla Fisher, and of course Morgan Freeman, Mark Ruffalo. They all return for this film. It is kind of sad what it does having a Morgan Freeman's character with that is. And of course, we've got the new additions of both Justin Smith, Dominic Sessa, and R.A. Greenbelt. But which, I was watching the film and I was looking, oh God, why do you look so familiar? When I was watching it, because I forgot her name when I was watching it. I'm like, why do you look? I'm like, oh, that's right. You're in Avengers Infinity War. You're also in the Barbie movie, and you're also in Ahsoka season 1. You've really had a really good start to your movie career, and she does a fantastic job again in this film. So of course, this is a magic film, and the first two are great, giving a great twist on both the visuals and the storytelling. Basically being a magician, and that this film still follows that. There was a twist in this film. I'm gonna go into spoilers, but not too spoilers going into this. But the twist at the end of the film is fantastic, which it all leads to. I was one of the people in the theater where I was just gobsmacked. I was like, "Holy shit!" I kind of didn't see that coming, but it's well worth the bait on this. So we meet the new magicians, the three trio, which are impersonating the Horsemen, doing a little magic show to obviously getting the rich and the dicks and the assholes and basically show them in front of the world. Which then the Horsemen, of course, thanks to the eye, they get a card which basically brings everyone together in this basically current generation, old generation coming together, because we do find out the Horsemen have disbanded since the last movie, which it was nearly 10 years ago. So we get them together. And then, of course, it becomes a whole mission to go try and expose the criminal mastermind, the blood money, the diamonds, with Rosamund Pike as Veronica. And I must tell you straight up, this is probably one of the worst parts. I don't know if I was wrong, but her accent for this film was terrible. It is so bad. It's just I could be telling wrong, but I don't know, something just about the accent of the way she portrayed it. I don't know if I need to hear from another person, but it just didn't sound right. Something sounded a little bit off. But she plays a good villain and all of this. The whole sleight of hand happens the entire time for this. Her, and her whole connection to the magic world, and why she doesn't like what happened to her son, and becomes again a heist movie of whodunit, and Travis trying to get the diamond to expose, and leads straight to one of the biggest twists in the movie. That was like, oh wow, that was exciting. And then, of course, they travel around the world. Basically, of course, it's a heist global movie, which is really cool. And the film doesn't go for too long. I must admit, I was a bit annoyed because the people that were in the seats next to me just laughed a little bit too hard at the jokes. And we're talking through the film. And I swear, this is the thing I hate. I don't get it. I just don't get it. is that it feels like movie etiquette. I've said this multiple times. Movie etiquette is just out the door. Like people just talk through films or people just go on their phones. It's just utter bullshit. And to me as well, like you've been invited to a premiere, or like, if you've been got a ticket to a premiere for a showing, like you've been invited or you got a ticket. Like, don't shut up. Just watch the film and enjoy it, and then talk your ass off as much as you like with your friends. Because I was sitting there, I'm like, oh my god, like I'm gonna say something real soon. Like, how far are you off? I am like real close to saying something, but I didn't. So I didn't, but I was utterly tempted to, so tempted to, because of these two people that were next to me. I'm gonna tell you, that's all I'm gonna say. It's just two people who just chatted and laughed too hard, and I swear cinema etiquette is just going out the door. But this film, the comedy's still there. You get your action. It's going to they're coming together because this franchise has been going for a little while now. I must admit I was a bit surprised by the budget for it, but the money was well spent. And going with a heist film, but the magic, pun intended, but magic is still there, and it can sometimes, when you watch again into the third movie, it can sometimes lose it, or especially when you bring out the next gen and the old coming together, sometimes doesn't work. But this one did. It all blended together. Everyone's abilities of the type of magician they are all really showed off. The chemistry between all of them was great. And the tricks they did, again, another level of both taking the classic of being a magician, like the bullet catch, to something so exciting, something different, very on. So this film, I think, is going to do well at the box office, but I don't see it doing amazingly well. Like I'm talking like really, really good, because the fact that it's coming out right now, and Zootopia's right in the corner. Predator Badlands is still making a lot of money. The Running Man is out at the moment, which is one of the big hitters for the year. So not really sure where it's going to land on the scale for the box office this year. I guess really what I'm trying to say is that if you're a fan of the franchise, and if you like these characters, you are looking for something that a little bit different, I guess, instead of like a remake or a reboot. I don't know, it is a sequel, but a superhero flick. This will fit that small pocket, and of course, if you're a fan of magic, you're going to absolutely love it. All the same, like you're going to absolutely love it. But it did feel like it went too long. It does go for 112 minutes. I wasn't looking at my watch at all. There was another film that I just recently watched. I was a bit like, whoa, this could be a little bit shorter, a little bit too long. But no, it was just great coming back to this universe again, and it really reminded me when I watched it. I was like, why I enjoy these films. Like I haven't watched the first and the second one for a little while, but then when I watched this, I was like, that's right. These are just such a pocket kind of film. They're fun. They're adventure. The cast is just so good. And trust me, I 100% back the fact that you should punch a ticket for this. It is a good time. It's a great time, but it's not. If you really want to break down this to like a letterbox review, I give it about a 3.5. Like it's good, not amazing. Like the twist was fantastic. That was the real wow. But at the end, I was like, neat. I'm gonna go back and watch the first one. I felt like a little bit like that. Like it's like you guys did good. Don't really know where they're gonna go for the fourth one. It's just gonna be another adventure, but then again, how do you you got to do something a little bit different? Like, of course, someone does die in this film, but what's going to be the next one? Because this was kind of the movie of them coming out, coming back together. How is it all going to work with all of them? So that's my biggest question. But if it does make enough money, of course, Lionsgate's going to pump it out and bring it out again. Which I don't. Lionsgate really doesn't need to put money behind this. And following on John Wick 5, that's definitely not going to be happening at all. It's not going to be one at all, but it's going to be very interesting to see how this film's going to go. But I would love to know, did you enjoy, did you enjoy the first two movies for this? I was a bit, don't get me wrong. Again, I like the first two. Really wasn't clamoring for the three. But it was still a good ride and all the end. So definitely go recommend. But how much do you like magic for this one? To go back again. So that's the biggest question. But look, definitely let me know your thoughts in the comments. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Do you think the fact the Steam Machine is going to kill the Xbox entirely? And look, ladies and gentlemen, ranters and rantettes, as always, I appreciate every single person coming out every single week, every person who's listens and watches and tunes in. I appreciate every single time. And definitely go check out our socials where we post out the latest news straight away. And of course, we show you what's going to be happening and what's coming on the horizon. And as always, until next time, happy ranting.
Thanks for listening to Lights, Camera, Rant. If you like the show, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. While you're at it, leave us a rating and review, and be sure to tell your friends. Until next time, happy ranting.